Before we begin this episode of Bedtime Stories, episode number 336, this episode was dedicated to the memory of Tony Bennett, who passed away earlier today at the age of 96. Now, for this episode of Bedtime Stories, this is a retrospective of this whole Bedtime Stories episode I want to read to you all. And this regards to a little golden biography book of Tony Bennett. I wanted to do this because I had this book days ago, because I haven't done this at that time period, but this is always tribute to Tony Bennett we will never forget. So, without further ado, let's just do it anyway. Welcome to Bedtime Stories, episode 376. And we are sad to announce we lost Tony Bennett today at the age of 96. But to honor that, we're going to read you Tony Bennett, a little golden biography book. So let's just read it now and get it over with. This is a respective book. We're going to read you it now. So we got for us, shall we? So we got for us. It's written by Deborah Hopkins. Illustrated by Barbara Barrington. Somebody happened that's the last name, sorry. This is published by a Golden Book of New York release. Copyright this year, all reserved. Now, the editors would like to thank Scott Simon, journalist, author, and host of NPR's Weekend Edition Saturday for the assistance of this propagation of this book. Now, it comes to my attention that this book was a good one. Now, it was a dedication to his memory, and I just want to get this out of the way. So, there you go on that. Anyway, it was released days before his death. So there you go. Anyway, Tony Bennett was born Anthony Dominic Benedetto on August 3rd, 1926, in New York City. His grandparents were poor farmers, okay, in southern Italy, okay. Like many immigrants, Tony's family came to America for the better life. Tony's older siblings, Mary and John, lived with their parents in a small apartment in Australia, something like that. A neighborhood of the borough of Queens. For a long time, this only heat came from the coal burning stove in the kitchen. Tony and John slept in the back room. Some nights were very cold. Brr. Okay? So all makes sense for Tony Bennett anyway. So there you go on that, ladies and gentlemen. Next page. Anyway, the Bernardos all work hard. But Sundays were just for family, okay? Everyone gathered at Tony's grandparents' house after a delicious meal. Tony, Mary, and John sang and told jokes, while their uncles played music. Tony and John had beautiful voices, just like their dad, okay? When Tony's dad was a small boy in Italy, he would sing from the nearby mountaintop so the whole village could hear, okay? Tony felt lucky to have a fault-loving family. He had teachers who helped him as well. One arranged for Tony to sing at the grand opening of the Toronto Bridge in 1946, okay? On a spectacular day, 9-year-old Tony and Mayor Gloria led the crowd in song as they marched over the new bridge. Wow, okay. Tony's heart was full. He knew he wanted to keep singing to make people happy. This all makes sense now anyway. So, you want to make yourself happy, like I was back when I was a kid growing up. So, there you go. When I was doing filmmaking technician work. Next page. It wasn't always easy for Tony to be happy. Though, his father died when Tony was 10. Tony missed him a lot. His dad was generally kind and taught him to respect others, okay? It was a great depression when times were hard everywhere. To support the family, Tony's mom worked in the garment factory, okay? Sorry, my throat is bothering me. But anyway, Tony waited at the subway to help her carry a bundle of dresses home to Sue a night for extra money, okay? Even when she was tired, Tony's mom made sure to do extra work, okay? Tony decided that he would always do his best as well to make her mother proud and honor his father's memory. That'd be a good idea, so there you go on that. And it had to make more sense, so there you go. Next page. Along with singing, Tony had loved to paint and draw. His art teacher in school saw his talent at giving extra lessons. Tony was accepted in the new high school for artists. Today it was called the High School of Art and Design. Makes sense in any way. But he wasn't able to finish. The job of his family, Tony had to leave school and give a job. He became a singing waiter. Wow. When he was turned 18, Tony was drafted into the army during World War II. In the winter of 1945, he was sent to fight in Germany. Once Tony woke up covered in snow, but even while shivering the trenches, he made art, sketchy pictures wherever he could. After peace came, Tony stayed in Germany and a while longer. He joined a military band, singing to cheer up American troops. Okay? It's good enough for all of us to make it happen, so there you go on that. It's for Tony Bennett to do this, so there you go. Next page. Anyway, on Thanksgiving Day 1945, Tony ran into Frank Smith. Friend from high school, Tony invited Frank to come to special holiday dinner for American soldiers still in Germany, okay? But when the friends arrived, an officer wouldn't let them in. He yelled and tore the colonial stripes off Tony's uniform. Anyway, making him a lower rank private again. Wow. Why? The army didn't treat black soldiers and white soldiers report equally. It's too much. Anyway, above Frank and others, African Americans risked their lives to serve their country. They weren't allowed to eat while white soldiers. Wow. Okay? This is called surgeration. Have you announced this word? Sorry. Tony knew it was wrong, and he would never forget what happened that day. Is it too much, or is it going to be too much information right there? Come on now, folks. You got to do something. Next page. While we losing his rank, Tony was fired from the band. Luckily, another officer helped her in the new army band being formed and helped Tony get in. This time, Tony performed on the radio. Soldiers all over Germany tuned in to listen. Okay? Makes sense? Tony loved it. When he returned to New York in 1946, he was eager to become a professional singer. Okay? Tony knocked on many doors. He auditioned for many singing jobs. Okay? Sometimes he sang for free. No matter how hard he got, Tony kept trying. He kept trying. For how many years? Let's say for nearly 7 decades now. That's just me. Next page. Anyway, a few years later, Tony had his first big break. Great Pearl Bailey had heard him sing at the club called the Greenwich Village Inn. When Pearl was asked him to be in his main act, she agreed. Okay? But only if Tony was hired as well. Exactly. One night, Bob Hope came in the show. He was so impressed, he invited Tony to sing with him in the famous Paramount Theater. Wow, okay. Bob also gave Tony the stage name they were known by Tony Bennett. Which makes sense for Bob Hope, ladies and gentlemen. So, it's Tony Bennett who done it all, ladies and gentlemen. So there you go. He can do the hard work, so it makes sense to anybody. Next page. Anyway, Tony's glorious adventure has begun. Tony's first album came out soon after in 1952. The title song, Because of You, became a huge hit. Almost overnight, Tony was a star. Tony's rich, valuable voice touched people's hearts. Okay, right. His energy and enthusiasm, sorry, misspoke, anyway. And smile, lift their spirits. Tony Bennett made people happy, and he's been doing it ever since. Wow. And he loved singing ever since, so there you go. Next page. Anyway, around that time frame, Tony's career took off. He was also lucky in love. He married and started a family. Tony had 2 sons, Day and Dandy, and 2 daughters, Joanna and Otina. I pronounce this last. I won't pronounce it. Sorry. Otina was a singer as well. Tony married his third wife, Susan Crowe, in 2007, the year the company was formed. Together they have begun exploring the arts and programs to strengthen the arts at high school to help young people achieve their dreams. Give back is one thing, the best things that anyone can do. Makes sense to anybody, ladies and gentlemen, so there you go on that. So it can make more sense to anybody. Okay. Now, this next page makes sense. Tony's has always been loved making music with others. During the 1960s, he often performed with black musicians, including Nat King Cole and Duke Ellington, okay? But America was still subjugated or something like that. Somebody else's word, sorry. Even famous people were tuned away from hotels, restaurants, because it would cover their skin. Wow. Tony knew it was time to make him take a stand for justice and equity. In 1965, he joined Robert E. Martin Luther King Jr. for an important civil rights march in Selma, Alabama. Celebrities like Tony, Harry Belafonte, and Sammy Davis Jr. Harry died this year, which I talked about during Bedtime Stories earlier. Sammy Davis Jr., it's not been published in the book yet, which I'll talk about during Bedtime Stories later in the episodes to come. March alongside brave advocates like John Lewis, which I talked about last 2 episodes of Bedtime Stories episode, I Am John Lewis. Afterward, Tony and other singers performed for the marchers on his makeshift stage. Makes sense to me, ladies and gentlemen. It had to make more sense to anybody. And, yeah. Next page. Anyway, Tony has songs for 11 presidents of the United States. Many of his songs are considered American classics, such as The Way You Will Look Tonight, Fly Me to the Moon, and I Left My Heart in San Francisco. Tony's singing legend, and he was never stopped paying. Some of his pieces have hanging in museums. Good enough. Tony's always signed his art with Bandito, his family name, which means blessed in Italian. Tony felt blessed when he had been able to perform it for so long. Wow. At age 8, he began a project called Duets, singing popular songs with other stars. In 2021, when his second album with Lady Gaga came out, he was 95 years old, the oldest person ever to release an album with new songs. Now, Lady Gaga did Bad Romance. This, on the other hand, does make sense with Tony Bennett, and is the last album with Tony Bennett ever have to produce. Last page says this. In his age, Tony lived at the mountaintop in Italy, where his father had stood the many years before. Tony sang also Mario filling the valley with his beautiful music. Coming to America with a dream from Tony's family, and the family love and encouragement helped Tony bring his own dreams to life. Tony Bennett's voice always touch our hearts and remain us to smile. And sadly, the smile of our voices ended today because he died today. So, that was Tony Bennett, little golden book biography. What do I think about this book? It was an amazing tribute to read on this book. I'm not going to say so far this book thingy because it's probably a sad moment to say this. Today, he passed away today at the age of 96. It's a heartbreaking moment for all of us, for Tony Bennett fans out there. But he will be dearly missed by all of us Tony Bennett fans all over the planet. So that's just me. And that was Bedtime Stories episode number 376 to tributes to Tony Bennett. Hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned. The next one's going to be Bedtime Stories episode number 377, which is going to be about a little golden book, biography book about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Now, excuse me, I gotta edit this at 2 projects and then just dedicate this book to Tony Bennett. Till next time, suggest Bob, so baby, give more Bedtime Stories episodes coming soon. So say out. See ya.